Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a post on Instagram from Virgie Tovar where she's talking about how she doesn't want to hear about her friend's weight loss. She says some people have anti-diet values and talking about your weight loss with them will cross boundaries. We're also going to be taking a look at several bonus posts, including one where Virgie says intentional weight loss is weight stigma, so be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. Hey friend, please respect that I don't want to hear about your weight loss journey. In the GLP-1 era, some people with anti-diet values find themselves asking, I respect your choice, why can't you respect my boundaries? By Virgie Tovar. Okay, so when people talk about their weight loss with us, we feel like they're crossing a boundary? Why can't I share my weight loss journey with you, my friend? I thought you would support me. The description reads, in the GLP-1 era, some people with anti-diet values find themselves facing unexpected tension in relationships with friends who have decided to start a weight loss medication. Why? Why would you care if one of your friends decided to lose weight or take a GLP-1 to help them lose weight? Why is that causing unexpected tension and making us feel some kind of way? That has nothing to do with us. For many, the decision itself isn't the issue, it's the boundary-crossing behavior that sometimes follows. Okay, so if I tell you, my friend, that I'm going on a weight loss journey, and specifically I want to use a GLP-1, I have just crossed a boundary with Virgie. I don't know why it's sending you spiraling to hear about my weight loss. You don't have to lose weight. You don't have to do any of the stuff that I'm doing. I'm not even encouraging you to do that. I'm literally just telling you about my journey, and you're telling me that I'm crossing your boundaries. What? By the way, to get the full article, you have to go to virgietovar.substack.com, which of course I did, but unfortunately, you have to pay for it. I came here to read Virgie Tovar's newsletter. Hey friend, please respect that I don't want to hear about your weight loss journey, but unfortunately, this post is for paid subscribers only. And you can't just subscribe to Substack in general. I would have to subscribe to her Substack specifically in order to see this article, which I'm not willing to do. But we get the gist of it. Your weight loss journey is really angering Virgie Tovar. If you were friends with her and you started trying to talk about this, she would say that you were crossing her boundaries. You talking about things related to yourself. So unfortunately, that's behind a paywall, but I think we got the gist of the entire article just by reading the title. It's wild to say that somebody is crossing your personal boundary because they decided to lose weight. If I can't talk to you, my friend, about the ways in which I am improving my life, are you really my friend? Are you really that supportive? You think I wanted to hear your endless monologues about cake? No, but I sat there and listened to them anyway. Friendship is supposed to be a two-way street, Virgie. Next. On fat bodies, medical spaces, and the things we do to prove we deserve care. With Virgie Tovar. Thank you. By the way, I love this picture of her just laughing her ass off. That's what I get from that. I can literally hear a cackle coming from this picture, and it sounds like this. I'm one to make fun of cackles, right? I've got one of the craziest cackles in the game. I don't care. I'm not judging you for that. I'd be laughing right there with you, Virgie. By the way, are we wearing a bra on the outside of our shirt? What the heck? What is this right here? I see a shirt, like a silk shirt, and then there's like a bra on the outside of the shirt? A swimsuit on the outside? What's going on here? Okay, anyway, let's focus, Cynical. Recently, I went to the doctor. Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going already. And I noticed all the extra little things I do as a fat person when I'm headed into a medical environment. Okay. What do you do, Virgie? Tell me. I put on an expensive sweater, an extra piece of well-made jewelry, and my most elevated perfume. Okay, we really like the doctor, huh? I wanted to wear beige knockoff Birks that matched my outfit better, but I wore actual Birkenstocks, which always have the brand name embedded in the metal buckles. We trying to flex on the doctor with our Birkenstocks or what? I didn't like that they didn't match as well, but I wore them anyway. I'm not totally sure why. Maybe so I could show that I work hard enough to have name brand shoes. And somehow this is going to be the doctor's fault, right? Like that we did all this crazy stuff because we thought that you would think this, that, and the other thing. Somehow this is their fault, not our own internal struggle, right? By the way, I don't think you're proving to the world that you've succeeded by wearing Birkenstocks. Okay, they're just stupid sandals. Or maybe I was hoping that this respected brand will grant me some kind of legitimacy or respect or be the difference between me being dismissed and me getting quality care. Well, I mean, Birkenstocks are a highly respected brand. So maybe he'll be like, you know what? I was going to recommend weight loss, but since I saw you were wearing Birkenstocks, actually, here, take my stethoscope. You're the doctor now. It was clear I was doing these things to perform dignity, to beg for it, actually, and to say, I promise I'm trying really, really hard. I promise I'm good. I promise I deserve care. Please see that my life isn't worthless. Please see me as a patient who deserves to live. Wow, you were having all these internal dialogues and struggles just because you're going to the doctor's office? It sounds like you truly are living your best life. How do I follow in your footsteps? I would love to be this neurotic. I noticed for probably the first time ever that even though my head was held high, that it hurt in my chest, in my heart, to do these things. So you thought that you had to wear Birkenstocks to prove how hard you work to the doctor. And you're acting like this is normal or natural or somebody else's fault. You clearly have a lot of internal struggles going on that you're not dealing with, and they're coming out in weird-ass ways. We're obsessing over sandals at the doctor's office. We think the doctor will take us more seriously if we wear sandals. This particular brand, Birkenstock, like, dude. So if I go to the doctor's office as a smoker, in order to get him to not mention my smoking, I should wear some Louis Vuittons. Louboutin, however the hell you pronounce that. I'm so poor I don't even know how you pronounce that. Is it Louboutin? Louis Vuitton? I don't know, bro. The storyteller, Virgie Tovar. There's that picture of her cackling. Virgie Tovar is a plus-size Latina author, lecturer, and leading expert on weight-based discrimination and body image. Is she really a leading expert on weight-based discrimination? She was getting mad that her friend was talking about wanting to lose weight, and it had nothing to do with her. She's trying to internalize other people's weight loss journeys. She is a contributor to Forbes.com. Yep, there goes all of your legitimacy, Forbes, where she covers how weight bias impacts culture, and she's the host of GLP-1 Truth Serum, a podcast dedicated to asking critical questions about the current explosion in injectable weight loss medications. Indeed. The description reads, "This experience is called performing dignity. It's what happens when people have learned, through repeated experience, that their care is conditional, that they have to prove they deserve it before a provider will offer it." Virgie Tovar so honestly shares how this moment felt for her. And if you've done or experienced this before, we need you to know this is not a personal failure. Right, nothing is. It is a predictable response to a medical system shaped by weight stigma. This comment reads, "Why on earth would you wear perfume to a medical space?" This is one of the few posts that she actually allows comments. If we go to this post, comments are disabled. This comment reads, "Her app is AI. It's so sad." Yeah, I remember that app from several videos back. Virgie literally made an AI chat app that you can talk to if you're feeling triggered by seeing GLP-1 weight loss ads. Several videos back, I covered that story. She has an app that you can talk to. It's literally just one of those AI chat bots. And you tell it, "Hey, I just saw an ad for weight loss stuff and I feel bad about it." And then it attempts to coddle you. It's like, "Oh my God, don't feel bad about that. Just ignore it and go about living your life, friend," or whatever. Which is really insane. Why is it triggering us so much to see weight loss ads or to hear our friend talk about losing weight? If we don't care about any of this, why is it sending us spiraling? That was one of the only posts where she actually has comments enabled. On almost every single one of her posts, they're disabled, which says a lot. We can't handle differing opinions. Next. On cake and the pursuit of full humanity as a fat person, an Instagram micro essay by Virgie Tovar. All right, we've got an entire micro essay dedicated to eating cake. I'm sure many of you recall that video I made in the past where Virgie was talking about a cake-related fat-phobic incident in which somebody at work wanted a smaller piece of cake and it made her angry. She called it fat-phobic because they personally did not want as big of a piece of cake as her. She seems to be really angry at what other people are doing with their own lives, right? She's personally involved in what you're doing and she cares a lot. For over 10 years, I didn't eat cake. Because I was taught that fat people don't get to eat cake. Okay, well, how did they get to be where they're currently? I'm not gonna finish asking that question. I believed that someday, if I became thin, I could eat cake because then I would deserve nice things like cake. Okay. So you think that only thin people eat cake? Okay, I can see where a lot of our anger and confusion is coming from. We don't really know how things work, right? This meant no cake at birthday parties, no cake after dinner with friends, no spontaneous, I feel like cake, so I'll have some moments. But didn't we get angry at that one person for wanting a smaller piece of cake that one time? That kind of implies that we have not been avoiding cake. Okay, so we've never had cake before, even though we were obsessing about other people eating cake in that video from the past. I made a video about Virgie a long time ago where she was getting angry at her fellow office workers in the office for wanting a smaller piece of cake at birthday parties or whatever type of special occasion. She called it a cake-related fat-phobic incident. When I want a smaller piece of cake and it doesn't affect anybody else, she was getting angry about that. When I found fat activism, one of the first things I was given permission to do was eat cake. Right, but didn't you say you were struggling with your weight your entire life, right? You said in the book that I read from you, when you were younger, you used to run home and lay on the floor and just watch your body jiggle and you loved it. She literally says this in her book, dude. You need to join the Patreon where I'm reading that book. It is so freaking unhinged, bro. Oh my God. In the very beginning of the book, she talks about being a fat child, running home and laying on the ground and just watching her body jiggle, and she loved it. She loved every moment of it. She didn't know that it was bad until society started teaching her that. And then in this, she's like, I didn't know that I was allowed to eat cake. I've never eaten cake before. Like, none of this makes any sense. Yes, please enjoy some cake exactly as you are right now, I was basically told. Right, so somebody told you, yeah, do whatever you feel like doing, and it blew your mind. It liberated you or whatever. Wow. I was so excited to receive this permission I had never had before. So I ate cake. Not a nibble, not a bite, but a whole real-ass piece of cake. Yes, and then we got angry when others wanted a smaller piece. For some reason. Of course it was delicious, but I didn't realize that the experience of eating and enjoying cake would unlock a rebellion in me. Okay, so we struggled with our weight our entire life, but we had never had cake up until this point. The flavors and textures made me feel totally alive, and I realized that all those years I hadn't let myself eat cake, I was accepting that I was the wrong kind of person. Cake is not that good, dude. It's literally just bread and sugar. Like, I have never had a cake that blew my mind to this extent where I ate it and I was like, oh my God, this is what my life has been missing all of these years. I've had sweets before, dude. They're not blowing my mind like this. With each bite, chew, and swallow, I laid to rest the story of my own internalized inferiority and claimed my full humanity. No, you didn't. You just ate some stupid cake. You're not a rebel in some sort of revolution because you ate. You're just doing things that feel good for you, period. You're not sticking it to anybody. You're not reclaiming your internalized inferiority. You're just eating stuff that you think tastes good because it tastes good, without any care for the future. Lots of people do this using various substances, not just food. None of them are revolutionaries. Some people still tell me cake is bad for people like you, but I think there isn't one single definition of what we need or what is good. I doubt anybody is telling you cake is bad for people like you. If anything, people might just be saying cake is bad in general for people, not just you. Why was I looking over at the light instead of the camera? I'm looking into the light. By the way, people, all this... You're like, I'm over here. Sorry. You're over there. Joining friends to eat cake at birthday parties and after dinner and eating cake when I'm spontaneously in the mood for it is part of being fully present in my life. So constantly eating cake is one of the most important things in your life. Okay. Practicing self-trust and reminding myself that people like me deserve all the good things. Yep, people like you deserve all the good things. Sometimes too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing. You know that? It's good to rest, but if we do nothing but rest, it actually becomes bad. And isn't that medicine? No, it's cake. Thanks for reading. My best writing is at virgietovar.substack.com. Right, but it's behind a paywall, Virgie. See? I'm not paying for your dumb Substack. Okay, so Virgie has finally allowed herself to have cake, and now she's finally free. Her life has meaning, and she can go live it unabashedly. Or something, because she ate some cake. We are putting a lot of value on cake. I used to never eat cake. And then I did, and my whole life changed, man. It blew my freaking mind. I've never had a cake that good, and honestly, that cake didn't look that good. It looked super mid. That doesn't even look like a good cake. So do we not want to hear about our friend's weight loss journey because that means that they stopped eating cake? And that's what's really making us upset? It's not the weight loss at all. It's your abandonment of cake. I thought I knew you, man. You've changed. You've changed. We used to eat cake together. Now you're on a diet. What the hell? Next. The description reads, the mouth is a constant site of interest, representing by turns objection, threat, and political power. What? Okay. By the way, a very large percentage of her Instagram is this. Her eating various foods and then articles talking about how she can't eat various foods. Unfortunately, I'll never be able to do this. Okay. All right then. Laughing and giggling at how good the food is. She's moaning too. I heard her go, like James Bola. See? Very much like James Bola. Her eyes even went up in the back of her head. I can hear the conversation of the people in the background. Some guy was just like, good advertising. Is he talking about you filming this? I'm not going to edit out the moaning sounds of this because I want you guys to hear them. I'm sorry. I'll do it for the Bola videos, but not for this. We're laughing after taking a bite of food? Why? Why did you take a bite and start laughing? Oh my god. Yep, that's food. I'm pretty sure that was a strawberry shortcake. The shortcake portion of that did not look great. Okay, so Virgie is really enjoying that strawberry shortcake. Finally, she's finally allowing herself to enjoy that. It's about damn time. Okay, you get mad when your friends talk about intentional weight loss. Do your friends get mad when they hear you moaning while eating? We go out to eat and you're over there moaning, don't talk about your weight loss. Don't talk about your weight loss. I'm not trying to be mean, but what? Okie dokie then. Next. Alright, and we're going to read an article from Virgie Tovar's Substack that is not behind a paywall. We can't end weight stigma and keep intentional weight loss. As long as experiencing weight stigma is seen as optional, it will never truly end. What we'll cover in this 8-part essay, 8 parts, alright, whatever. Weight stigma is wrong and weight loss is good can't be true at the same time. Sure it can, because we're not stigmatizing anybody by choosing to lose weight. So, if I choose to lose weight, I'm not contributing to weight stigma. I'm just doing something to improve my own life. Intentional weight loss is covert weight stigma, which makes it harder to critique, but just as harmful long-term as overt weight stigma. Question, but surely there's a slow, sensible way to lose weight? Answer, no. No, there is not! 4. Question. There are just some people who need to lose weight for health reasons, right? Wrong. Nobody should lose weight for any reason ever. apparently. 5. Question. There must be some reason why doctors keep prescribing weight loss, though. Yeah, because they're bigots! 6. The moral calculus of intentional weight loss is abhorrent. Gambling with people's health just because they're fat is a stigmatizing act. 7. Promoting intentional weight loss is a form of victim blaming. So if you gain weight, you're a victim? But I thought it was liberating us, and I thought it wasn't holding us back, and this, that, and the other thing. 8. Let's bravely redefine what ending weight stigma means. Okay. There is no version of our culture where both weight stigma is wrong and weight loss is good can be true at the same time. In recent years, cultural norms have shifted dramatically. Many people now recognize that mocking, discriminating against, or shaming people for their body size is harmful and wrong. Oh, I don't recall that happening. I'm not saying that people should do that, but it's funny to try to just act like society has changed in whatever way you want it to. People used to shame people for this, that, and the other thing. Luckily, they stopped doing that. Okay, then why are we constantly complaining? These things can't both be true at the same time. When the conversation turns to intentional weight loss, however, that sharp clarity often dissolves because the weight loss industry has assured us that we can work toward ending weight stigma and promoting weight loss at the same time. In fact, these things are unreconcilable. Do you think it's time to put intentional weight loss and the weight loss industry on trial the way we've put weight stigma on trial? Okay, it's not letting me click the no button. What the hell? Hey, let me click now. It won't let me click any of them. I thought it was just gonna let me click yes. That would be hilarious. She's like, choose the one that you agree with, and you can't click any of them except the one she wants. 2. Intentional weight loss is covert weight stigma, which makes it harder to critique, but is just as harmful long-term as overt weight stigma. Mocking, discriminating against, and shaming people for being in a larger body are all forms of overt weight stigma. Promoting intentional weight loss, on the other hand, is an example of covert weight stigma. Covert weight stigma can often sound like motivation, pity, double standards, compassion, or hope. Okay, so when people try to motivate us or give us compassion or provide us with some hope, they're actually partaking in covert weight stigma. Okay. It can sound like using weight loss as a synonym for health. It can look like subconsciously believing that we should end weight stigma as long as certain conditions are met, e.g., all people in larger bodies are visibly doing certain behaviors with food or movement. That's why it can feel stickier and harder to name and critique. Let's pull back the curtain and lay out the logic of intentional weight loss so you can see the clear weight stigma at its core. In order for intentional weight loss to make sense as a universal good, there has to be something universally and inherently wrong with fat bodies and something universally and inherently right with thin/ner bodies. Oh, we didn't mean to put a slash in there. There's a typo. That's supposed to say with thinner bodies. There's a slash in there. Doctors aren't saying that there's something inherently wrong with fat bodies, but they are saying that obesity is unhealthy, and being non-obese is healthier according to them and their scale. I don't know anything. I'm just a guy with a microphone. Take it up with your doctor. That premise is factually incorrect, and it relies entirely on weight stigma. You sure it doesn't rely on years of research? Weight loss is, by definition, a project of bodily correction. It cannot be undertaken without first accepting that the body in question is wrong, undesirable, or ill. Well, according to the doctors, obesity is a medical condition. For some reason, we can't accept that, and it's making us feel personally attacked for our doctor to tell us that we have a medical condition? That's pretty bizarre. I'm pretty sure the doctor is just trying to help you, right? However gently framed, weight loss promotion delivers the same underlying message. Something is wrong with the fat body. That's a bizarre way to look at it. Additionally, both overt and covert weight stigma cause a harmful stress response that deteriorates health over time. With overt stigma, the brain triggers the release of stress hormones like adrenaline, causing blood pressure and blood sugar levels to rise. What? Weight stigma causes your blood sugar levels to rise. What? With covert stigma, the stress response isn't as marked, but it lasts longer. Over time, both forms of stress lead to cells aging more rapidly and suppressed immune system function. No. If seeing other people lose weight is stressing you out to the point where it raises your blood sugar level, that's because this topic is affecting you emotionally. It's not the other person's weight loss that's the problem, it's your response to it. It's you having an emotional response to other people trying to better their life that is causing you to release stress hormones or whatever. If seeing Jessica lose weight is causing us so much stress that it's causing our blood pressure and blood sugar levels to rise, what does that mean? It means that Jessica should never try to improve her life, or it means that we are having an emotional response to somebody else trying to better their life. We clearly have a lot of issues around this particular topic that has nothing to do with Jessica. Make no mistake that suggesting and undertaking weight loss necessarily requires exposure to weight stigma and the accompanying stress response. So we're trying to encourage others to not improve their lives either. But surely there's a slow, sensible way to lose weight. Right now, people think of intentional weight loss as a neutral, health-promoting behavior that often succeeds. That simply isn't true. And then if you want to see the rest, you have to pay. Okay, and we're gonna wrap up the video right there. Obviously, I'm not going to pay for the rest of that article, just like I wasn't going to pay for that other article. Okay, so that was a wild bunch of posts, and the first one, Virgie was saying that she doesn't want to hear about her friend's weight loss. She said that if you talk about it, you're crossing her boundaries. In the second post, she was talking about wearing what she considers fancy shoes to the doctor's office so that they'll take her more seriously, or whatever. And we also saw her talk about how she's finally allowed to eat cake. I would say that if it's sending us spiraling to hear about our friend's weight loss journey, it might be because we have emotional issues around this topic. Are we really okay with where we're at if it sends us spiraling to hear about our friend's weight loss journey that has literally nothing to do with us? I would hope that we could just be happy for our friends and encourage them if they're making positive changes in their lives, but apparently not everybody feels the same way. Some of your friends don't want to congratulate you when you better your life. Instead, they want to get angry at you and they don't want to hear about it. After I sat here listening to your 20-minute presentation about cake, you won't even let me talk about my weight loss journey for 5 minutes. Either way, what do you think of the clips that we just saw? Leave a comment below. If you would like to support the channel and get access to exclusive and uncensored content, please consider joining the Patreon. I recently released part 4 of the Virgie Tovar book, You Have the Right to Remain Fat, and I'm currently working on part 2 of my 600-pound life reaction series, link below. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.